Okay, open your eyes.
Wow. I love it.
Hey guys, welcome back. Another week. We're continuing to finish up on the pond, do the final rough grading, and then do some finish grading. But the place where we were backing the dump truck in is getting a little bit too steep to be safely managing. So we decided to make a new road in on the far end of the pond area. So let me just kind of give you a tour of what we did here. Kind of give you an idea where we're at. So there's the shed. We removed the outhouse. The house is right back over there. But this here is the clearing of the roadway for our what we call the loop road, which eventually will go back around to the driveway lower down, so that we can actually bring a vehicle in here like a semi and not have to worry about turning around. They can make the full loop. But so we blazed in this path the other night. We didn't film much of it, but it got to be really wet and muddy, so we decided to call it quits. But it's pretty primitive, but we thought, it might be kind of a nice little hike, future path down to the pond. Oh, and Copper came and joined us. Hey, Copper. Hey, Copper. Can you sit? Good boy. Good boy, Copper. Oh, good boy. So, yeah, so we kind of blazed that through to get over there, and I got the dump truck down here, and it's going to take a little packing because some of this, it had to be filled in and packed as much as I can with the loader, but the rest of it with the dump truck will kind of do, and then we'll just kind of keep adding dirt to level it off. But I'll kind of show you where this comes out. So this is the far end, opposite from the house. And let me walk a little farther here. And then, actually go on the other side of the loader, you can see it better. But this is basically from here, that's the low spot of the pond where the dirt's piled up. And we got that side pretty much rough graded. We got a little fine tuning to do and then level it off and seed it. But we want to get everything done first. And before I do that, I want to be able to put in boulders on this wall and stack them up so that it keeps it from eroding and falling in. But yeah, so that's kind of what we've been doing. And we had to, because of that area over there was too steep, we plowed in that. But you can kind of see, I'll hold the camera level, but you can kind of see how that line here drops off. And it just got to be too much for the loader to try to be loading at an angle and the dump truck to try to pull out of that hole. So we just decided, let's come to the other end where it's shallower and we'll work on our steep hole and then just fill it in. Or we'll dig it out and then be able to clean all this up later. So we'll kind of clean this up and get it back to a decent grade after we're done. But that's what we're doing for tonight. Only going to probably work for another hour or so and get some stuff done in the house, just some daily stuff, some regular chores. So, but we'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for coming back. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Friday morning. Thought I'd show you what we got done yesterday after work. It was, by the time we got done, didn't film it because I guess it's repetitive. It's the same thing we've been doing. It's just digging dirt and kind of just hauling dirt and moving it. But I'll show you where we ended up. So we're pretty much got the rough grade of the pond done. We got some fine tuning to do. Now I'm going to bring the boulders on and they'll line that wall as much as we can from here all the way around and put that rock wall kind of like we did there. And then I'll probably dig out a little bit more to get the bowl back, the lower bowl. But we got, as you can see, quite a bit of dirt over here to move around. But before I can move any of that dirt, sorry, I kind of was tripping on rocks. I got a bunch of boulders, here, and I got a bunch of boulders in that pile back there that you've seen before in the previous videos that all have to be moved. But you can see there's quite a bit of dirt, and on the other side of that dirt is the line of boulders that I pushed there to kind of make way for this dirt. So I have all that stuff there that needs to be cleaned up and moved. So we'll take all those boulders and put them down on the pond and get them all out of here so that we can get all this dirt pushed around and put it where it's going to go for the day. So that's where we're going to start. I don't have a good position. I'm going to try to record some of the placement of the rocks, but I don't know if I got a good place to put the camera, but I'm going to try. Jody's left this morning to go visit the kids and see her grandson for the weekend. So it's just me and the dogs, and they're sitting up here. Shadow's tired. We just got done playing fetch. But that's going to be the plan for this weekend, is just to get the pond finished up. And if we get all the boulders out of the yard behind me, then we'll move that dirt around. And so I'll try to film as much as I can. I'm probably not going to have a whole ton of footage of it, but we'll try to get as much as we can for it. So we'll be back. Hey guys, it's Friday evening, a little after dinner time. I'm gonna break here shortly and get some dinner, but I thought I'd get you some progress. I did, as you saw, filmed a little bit, but got a good portion of the rock. Some of those I can't reach. I mean, I might be able to get some smaller ones up, but so the rocks are coming along. I didn't finish that stretch over there because I'm gonna dig a little bit more out of this now that the rocks are in, so that I have a little bit more of a flat spot at the bottom of the pond, just to give it a good place to, we talked about maybe putting a bubbler on, putting something on it. So here goes Shadow. But so that's the progress on the pond. And then after we moved the boulders out of the way up here, that was basically why I was moving the boulders, is to make room up here. And these are just piles of dirt. So we started doing the rough grade. I mean, I have to slope a little bit. I have to find those two big boulders. I wish I would have put a stake or something by them, so when I put the dirt on top, I knew where they were, so I could dig down to them, because they're going to be my high point. And then everything, say they're here, everything this way will slope that way. Everything that way is going to slope that way down over there. The main idea is I want to get as much of the runoff from the yard away from the shed. So I want it to go that way, and I want it to go that way so it doesn't end up down by the shed. Just a little bit we've done so far has made a huge difference building the road. We don't have any type of heavy rains. We've had no water in the shed. Springtime we're going to have water until we build the level the floor up, because the whole snow holds it back and it melts in there first. So. But yeah, we got all this boulder. I do have a pile of boulders there to clean up, and some scrap wood that was here in the pile. I don't even know where that stuff came from. Stuff from the previous owner that was buried. And found an old barbecue grill in there, and so we took what brush I could get out of it, put it over in the brush pile back over there. And as you can see, I got quite a bit of more roots and stuff to get out of that, but at least so I can get a beeline here going towards the cedar tree. I want to get everything from the cedar tree done this year, and we're on track. So that's going to be it for Friday. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome back. Saturday morning. Been up and busy for quite a few hours actually already this morning. So let me show you what we've gotten done up here. We've been working on the yard. Mainly all that dirt that was up here is spread out and sloped. Found my boulders that I was looking for, and of course ran over my stake. It was just an old handle. There's one there, and then the other one is somewhere right in here. But so those are kind of my high points. That's where I want to focus on. So as you can see, it's been sloping all the way around. I got some cleanup to do, and this part I'm not worried about this year, because we still have to do our drain field for our septic, and I don't know what that's going to be yet, or how much that's going to get dug down. So this whole area could get torn back up, so I'm not going to do any finished grading over there. But yeah, so that's kind of where things are at. I'm going to take a little break here, but I thought I'd update you, and maybe I'll try to get some video of what I'm working on. I'm going to try to clean up those edges and start moving boulders again, and move some more dirt. So we're just kind of keep plugging away, going back and forth. I think later today I'll work on the pond down there with the loader, get that done, get that dug up, and then I can put some more boulders down there that I got, because I got a bunch of boulders down on the edge here where I'm working. So, but we'll keep you posted. Now here's the final video of the grading of the backyard, or the side yard I should say. But we got that pretty much all rough graded down, and I think I'm happy enough with it. I probably will seed it just like it is. I got a little bit of work to do, down here with some rocks and stuff that's in there, but yeah, so that's all graded off. Jody's flower garden's right there, protected in this little island of trees. But yeah, so this will be it for this grading. Now I'll go back and dig the pond some more and get that done. because I wanted to dig that down and make sure I didn't need more dirt somewhere, but I'm pretty happy with the way everything goes. There might be a couple low spots. We'll find out when it rains, but hopefully everything drains fairly well. Otherwise, worst case scenario, we might have a little bit of drainage right here and a little bit right in there. That might be a little bit low, but we'll see how it looks once it rains. And like I said, we're not touching this right now. So that's going to be it for the grading for this year. So I'm going to finish the pond today, get that dug out, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll be done with the prep work of the pond. Hi guys, Saturday night, and I can happily say the rough grading for the pond is done. The only thing we got to do is put some rocks, some boulders I should say, along the one side here. I'll show you. So I got more boulders to move around, but I want to get, so all this area here I'm going to add boulders to. But then outside of that, this is done. I mean, here, this is the far end from the house. Shadow. And I got a couple little small boulders to pick up, but yeah, that's kind of give you an idea. Let's see if I can walk down here without falling. It's been fun trying to do with the loader. But I'm at the bottom, and I'm holding this roughly 8 feet up. I would say roughly about 8 feet, and I cannot see over the pile. So I think we were at about 11. We're probably at about 11 feet, and then got the dogs playing, or I should say, shadow teasing copper. That's usually more the case. But yeah, so the other reason we didn't want any road between the house and here is in the wintertime, this would be not something you want to go over the side of the hill and slide all the way down, because you're going to have a hell of a time getting back up. So yeah, anyhow, but I'm losing daylight. So that's going to be it for today for the grading. I got work tomorrow, so I'll do a little bit more work tomorrow, put the boulders up, and then we can call this pond great and wait for rain. So, and we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to hold fairly good. It's not going to hold 100% of the water, but for the most part, it's going to hold for the season. Spring and summer, fall, it might dry out. I think over time, as the clay settles, we'll see how it goes over the next couple of years. And if it goes okay, holds water till fall, great. If it holds water all year round, even better. But after a couple years, if it doesn't seal up with the clay that we have, then we'll look at getting some, what they call is like a bentonite clay to put down in there, and we'll put it on top of the water and let it just soak down and get down into those holes that it's seeping out of. So that's kind of our plan, but that's going to be it for Saturday night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Sunday evening after work. Got some dinner in and got outside of the house. It was a little bit too warm. It's 90 degrees in the house, and we do not have air conditioning. So for the maybe 2 weeks out of the year that it gets above 85 up here, it's a little too miserable, but we tolerate. But I wanted to cover a couple things here because this is going to be it for the video. But I was showing a coworker some pictures today, and they were asking some questions about the pond and why I didn't do things, or why I did things a certain way. So I kind of just flip the camera on here and show you. So as you can see, I kind of dug it down, get down about that 11-12 foot mark from up here on top. And I had people asking, I had a couple coworkers asking, why don't you just dig a deep hole and just leave it? 2 reasons, really. One is I got to be able to get it in and out with my loader. So that's why we got a path in, and I can push and a path out. Ideally we want to be able to come in and out and go, and it just worked out pretty good, in that respect. But the other reason, there's 3 reasons now that I think about it. The other reason is if something were to fall in, if this pond gets deep, the rock should hopefully be enough to crawl out. But if deer or one of the dogs or another animal gets in there, I want them to be able to swim to the edge and not get stuck on this side. Granted, they could probably climb the rocks, but I hate to see an animal get in here and not be able to get out and drown. So we sloped it all the way around. And let me go down in the hole. Maybe you can see it a little better, but from this angle, maybe not. So it's sloped all the way down. I mean, and it's not at a steep slope where I could actually mow most of the 90% of this at an angle with my lawnmower when we get grass growing. But the third reason is I want it sloped and not a big bowl here at the end. I mean, I'm never going to come down here and mow this, but the rest of this, I got my cold beverage. The rest of this, and no, it's not alcohol. It's Mountain Dew, Code Red to be more specific. But anyhow, I can mow all this. So as the water recedes or evaporates or whatever happens, as we lose water, we want to be able to mow it so it keeps it looking nice and keeps it clear. We don't have scrub trees and stuff growing in it. So that is why that I dug it the way I dug it. And plus we had so much of a hill here between the house and really, I mean, you can see where the top of the rocks are. That was the high point, and actually where the dirt line is right there, right here, that is where the top of it was. So that's how much we dug it down. But you can still see there's quite a bowl here to begin with, and that's why we chose this location for the pond, because it was already somewhat existent. We didn't have to take a whole ton of dirt out. But the other reason was because our house is right there, and eventually there's going to be a deck on this end where we can sit and enjoy this. We're going to put a small deck when we do our bump out here. We're going to do a small deck out the front of that. So when the sun's still beating on the main deck, we'll have this front deck. And then in the cooler weather, when the sun comes up, you can sit on that front deck and get in the sun and warm up a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm not going to do any work tonight. I was planning on it, but when I got home, it was just way too warm. I mean, I think it was outside, it was like 85 degrees, and it's not overly warm, but the house is 90 degrees inside, and trying to take care of the animals, get the animals cooled off, get the house opened up and cooled off. I just got overheated, and I don't do good with the heat. Quite a few years ago, I got real bad heat, to the point where they wanted me to go to the hospital, and stubborn me said, nope, I'm not going. So I just decided, that I wasn't going to go, and I sat, and it was at a fire scene when I was on the fire department where we used to live. And so I decided that, sit down and relax. So I decided I wasn't going to the hospital to get checked out. My vitals were good. Everything was good. I just need to hydrate and cool off. My core temperature was hot. So I sat in a drop tank, which for those that don't know what a drop tank is, it's basically a portable frame with a rubber bladder that we basically fill up for doing fires where rural areas where there's no hydrants. They put that down, and I'll maybe try to find a picture of one in here and include it. So they fill that up with water. So you're talking anywhere from 15 to 3,000 gallons of water. And usually that water is, 50, 55 degrees. A little warmer on this day, but still, it was still cooler than the temp was at the house fire that we were at, the structure fire, I should say. So I basically sat in there, cooled off. But ever since then, I don't tolerate the sun and heat combined. I can do sun just fine, but if it's really sunny and hot, I just don't do good. I just don't feel good ever since then. So it did something to me that I wasn't able to reverse. So, but that's when you're young and you're stupid and you tend to do things and not pay attention to things that your body's telling you. So, but yeah, so with it being as warm as it was, and then being in the house for a while, trying to get myself some dinner, take care of the animals, and it just was way too warm even to come out. I'm sitting outside now, and I think it's about 82 right now, 83 degrees, I think, if I remember last time I looked. But there's absolutely no breeze. I mean, it's completely dead. So I'll show you my view from here, but I'm enjoying my view. So, and looking forward to the day that has water in it, and I'm not going to put any water in it, and I can start to see around my yard, the side yard / backyard. We were talking about that last night. Don't know what, you usually have your front yard and your side and your front and back with most houses. Well, we have a really tiny front yard, as you can see, unless you count the pond. That's part of our front yard. And then we have, you know, this bigger backyard that is all in a mess right now, except for the side that we got done this and then this video. So, but anyhow, I'm babbling on. I'm gonna go ahead and relax tonight and do a little video editing. So we'll have this video out probably Monday night, most likely. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please do. We love hearing from you guys. We love to see you guys subscribe. And if you like this content, or if there's things you want to see that we can do with the systems that we have or what we have out here to work with, we look forward to any suggestions, because, you know, we've gotten some great ideas from other people on how they did things, and just some ideas that we may not even think about. So, but I will put one caveat in it. We have a limited budget. So it can't be something, well, you know, I'll go buy this for $2,000. But anyhow, you guys, I appreciate you guys watching. And again, subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a like so we know that you like this stuff. And we will see you next week. Take care, guys.